Hi guys, Darren Simmons here for Game HQ. Welcome back to Building the City tutorial. Okay, if you remember last time, I'm just going to make the screen a bit bigger actually because I can't really see what's going on. Remember last time we were talking about building the shanty town. These city buildings are no longer inhabitable, only some of them are anyway. And obviously the occupants of this town, before they were completely, well, let's say eaten, they'd built like a shanty town on the outskirts of the city, somewhere a bit more livable. Um, So I've just bought these in. I download. You can get them from the asset store now. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're available from the asset store anymore, but we may be able to put them up for you somewhere to download them. What you want to do as well is change everything over to the legacy shaders. When they come in, they won't be. And you might have to, that's a little bit topsy-turvy, that one. What you might have to do as well, oops, yeah, that's better, is just alter some of the bump mappings just a bit. Let's have a look. The wood could do with it as well there. Yeah, not too much, just a bit. Something like that. Just as a bit more alive. So I've bought some in. We can probably put a couple more in as well. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What have we got here? Oh, that's our building shed. We don't want that. There we go. Here's one. That's quite a long one, so we can put that perhaps up here. Might be quite a good place for that one. Just to give it a little bit of let's move it back a little bit, bring it down, so it looks at least it's a bit earthed. And obviously what we're going to have to do here is go to our trees. We need to get rid of some of these. Certainly ones that are growing through the house. You can't go inside these buildings, so it doesn't really matter if there's bushes growing out the side. Okay, so that one. So now we'll go and do the whole legacy to standard. What I would probably do in the hierarchy is just put them in, make just one game, one folder, and put all these shanty buildings inside. So building 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So basically you can keep them separated. Let's have a look. Okay, so that's looking pretty cool. I think we could do a few more. Can probably have, say, one of these perhaps. We'll put this up there a bit. Perhaps like, whoops. Perhaps like that. Let's move it back just a fraction and turn it round just a fraction. This is just down to your artistic flair, really. I mean, you can do whatever you want to this stuff. I think we could probably have another one of these over here. Oh, isn't so annoying when it does that. Duplicate. Like that. Spin it around. Bring it over. Bring it up. Perhaps like that. And then what we can do here, actually we'll tilt this one back slightly more, like that, and then we'll go to the terrain tool and we'll just bring it up slightly. Very cool. I love working with this tool. Like so. There we go. And if you wanted to afterwards, you could just smooth it over. But I mean, it kind of looks okay, really. We'll just do one pass of smoothing. There we go. So at least it won't make it difficult for our AI. That bit can come up a bit as well. Oh. And when you first do it, you'll have you'll have this sort of shit going on, coming up really quick. But you'll soon get used to that. The tool. Okay, so now we'll go and look at the grass. Now, I bought more grass in, but for now we're just going to do the grass that we've got, and we'll put some more grass down afterwards. See what we got here. There we go, going like that. Kind of overgrown, not too much. Kind of like that. Oops, that was the wrong bit. We didn't want to do that. There we go. A bit more there. Let's have a look. So now when you're walking through it, it looks a bit more built up and a little bit more. Oh, we don't want that there. The little sprigs of grass that have crept in. You have to increase the target strength if you want some areas to be slightly more thicker. You can't do that with too many of it, otherwise you're gonna get all sorts of slowdowns. But just here and there, just to make it look a little bit different. Okay, so what you can also do here, I've just clicked on the grass. You can change the healthy color, the dry color. You've got the noise spread, you've got height, width. By doing all this to different grasses, you'll get that mixed kind of height, and it won't all be the same. Okay, but we'll cover that later on. Now, let's have a look. Yeah, we're pretty much okay here. We'll put a bit more around these areas. Like that. Put a bit more around these trees. It kind of looks nice around the trees, actually. And now we can go to the trees and perhaps put some bushes down. These here. Here we go, like little bushes. Again, around the trees look cool. Not too many. Like this. Like this. Around some of the trees, obviously. So it basically looks a bit more grounded. Put some low trees. Like that. It's a different type of bush here. Like that. Let's put some trees up. There we go. And straight away it's feeling a bit more like, I don't know, just a bit cooler. Put one behind here. This is a bit I absolutely love doing this. It's brilliant. This one looks a bit solitary on its own up here. There we go. Yeah. Put some more bushes around this sort of areas. Well, you can do bushes like that. I don't want to get too caught up in the bushes, but I do enjoy them. This area is a bit. Actually, you can probably put another tree here. Yeah, I'll put another bush around it. Another tree here. See what that looks like. There we go. So it's looking it's looking nice now. So you want that feeling when you go into it, you're actually in a different area. Okay, so if you want to add a new texture, which I've just done here, we'll click that one. Oh, that one's, you've got to be careful with this one. It's a bit too green. So that's not a problem, because what we can do, incidentally, let me delete this. This is what I basically did. Add grass texture. In my search engine, I just type in grass, just to give me the grasses, and then we'll try, say that one. We'll call it grass 3. The grass 2 is basically a bit too green. The healthy colour is too much. So we're going to want to bring that down. I think probably to about that. There we go. So it's, I mean, it's too thick, but can you see it's a lot darker now, and it's a bit more grassy. So we've got this one here. Again, we've got the target strength too high. You can see you've got different types of grass, and this one here. So again, turn the target down. You've got that sort of thing. So you can have lots of different types of grass, but we don't want to do that. We want to thin that stuff right out, because we're quite happy with the colour of our grass. It's quite faded out, and it's quite natural looking. Make sure we get rid of all that. So if we do this one here, I want to turn the opacity right down, the brush size right down, target strength right down, and then you can see you can just add little bits, but just make it look a little less. You see? In fact, with that one there, I'd probably turn the target strength and opacity down even more. Yeah, like that sort of thing. And it just gives it that little bit of difference. Okay. I mean, what I'm doing now, I mean, this isn't the same as the actual game Shantytown. In fact, to be honest, I think I like this one better, because I've done it so much since then that I'm a little bit better at doing it now. And the same with this. You can literally just, perhaps around some of the trees, have darker areas. Perhaps this patch here could be slightly darker. It helps look, makes the textures look a bit more grounded as well if you go up against the textures of the buildings. So let's see if we can find no, let's just leave it there for now. Let's leave it there. So that basically there is what I did with the Shantytown. We want that to go back up again, and we want that to go back up. We want that to go back up, because we want to do some grass on these hills. Like that. There we go. And there we have it. Our little shanty. You could put more buildings there. I had a bit more. I mean, we could probably put a building here. Let's see if... What have we got? Buildings. Right, have we done that one? We've done 11. We've done that one, 8. That was one that came about the textures. 7. We've done that one. We've got the building shed. Yeah. Now there's lots more to bring in, but I think that basically gets a point across with the shanty town, I think. Now we can also, I think, I put a big water tower in the middle. So if we go back to the post-apocalyptic, it's basically remembering. So let's go and get rid of that error a minute. It's getting on my nerves. Let's go to the post-apocalyptic, because I know for a fact from memory that that's where the water tower was, and you'll do that as well when you get used to using these buildings. Now I know it was in the post-apocalyptic folder. There it is, water tower. Oop. There we go. I want it to be about there, so what I'm going to do is bring the terrain up to meet it a bit. Kind of like that, and then I'm going to smooth it over. Bit too much on that first one. There we go. We'll put a bit more grass. Actually, we'll put a bush on there. We'll put some bushes around it. Just to grind it a bit. There we go. Lovely little shanty town. Now, we also had some vehicles, if I remember rightly. Just trying to remember. I think it was an all-terrain vehicle, but I don't think I've installed that. So for now, we'll just put one of the vehicles we have got. Let's have a look. I think probably that one. Yeah, that one will look okay. And not the police car. Not of the police car. That one. That one there. Okay. Making sure all wheels are on the ground, but not in the ground. Nearly. Oops. Oh. There we go. That's near as damn it. Right. Checking, of course, that we've got the standard shader on that one, which we have. That's cool. Same with this one. I mean, this one's not actually far off, is it? Can just, whoops. Oh, can basically just use our this one that was nearly on. It's giving me the most bloody trouble. But you know what? That would do. Right, so let's have a look. We can do something to the bump mapping on this one. Like this one's actually legacy shader, which doesn't help. We'll just use standard on that for now. We've got... There we go. Bit of bump mapping on the car. A little bit too much, actually. It's tempting to really bump that sucker out, but it becomes a bit too unrealistic when you do that. So look at that one. That one looks... Actually, that one looks pretty good already. Probably just a bit. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, we didn't do the tower, did we? Let's get in close to this so we can see what we're doing here. Yeah, we can't really do much to that one. Of course, you can have metallic maps to it, specular maps and all that sort of thing. That's always going to help. Here we go. So what we can do now then, if we create an empty game object and we call it Shantytown. What's wrong with me today? And we call it Shanty. Obviously it's not a town, you can see that, and then what we can do is we can put everything basically in the Shantytown in that object. Okay, so we've got... Actually, let's not do that yet. I've just thought of something else I haven't done, which is quite imperative. Let's get some debris and some rubbish around, because if it's a Shantytown, people wouldn't be giving a shit about cleanliness, would they? So, so let's go to the dirty apartments, because that's my favourite stuff. Dirt. Let's get some junk lying around. No, let's not do it there. Let's have a look what this looks like. I'm not sure it's going to work very well. You probably want to put it, yeah, so in the grass a bit. Like that sort of thing. Like that, and just check you're not getting any Z-buffer. That sort of stuff there, look. So it just looks like it's in the middle of something, you know, and it's not just placed correctly. We could also put some... Well, to be honest, you can just put it anywhere you want. It's just whatever looks right. Here we go, there's another one. That looks absolutely fine there. I could probably put some here. Again, just to add something a little bit different here and there. Actually, that one, it was that one I wanted. That sort of thing. Oops. Get rid of that one if we want. Yeah. Still need to slightly ground it a bit more. He's really Tweaker McTweakerson, this whole thing. There we go. Just so it's... Doesn't matter if the whole thing's not showing. You know, if it's going under the map, it's not really a problem. Main thing to remember with the grass again is not to go overboard on it. You've got few distances, you've got the opacity, obviously the target strength the more you put down, so you just need to be careful, because when it comes to optimizing you might end up stripping too much back, which will be a pain in the arse for you. So let's find out what our shanty stuff is. That one, that one. There, so we should have nearly everything lit up there, looks like it. And we just want to basically drag all that and put it in Shantytown. So now, if we want to turn the Shantytown off, for instance, bam, it's gone. If you want to look at your terrain, just by this tick here. Well, the terrain itself looks pretty cool now, because we've had the Shantytown there, and bang, put it back on again. So yeah, I mean, it's very, it's very interesting when you start doing this stuff, because I found myself that when I was doing it, I had a pretty set thing of what I wanted. I wanted the Shantytown, but I had it as just a few little huts bundled together, and then I started building the Shantytown. I thought, oh, actually, we'll have some roads, and so a lot of the time you set off with one plan in your head, and it expands to something completely different. You know, your artistic nature takes you, and boom, you're off doing something else. Okay, so just double check this bit. Again, we want the AI to be able to walk down here, okay? And I think they can. Yeah, that's cool. So what we'll do now then is we will bring our bring our FPS controller over here a minute. Round about there, so we can actually not there. We'll save it here. So here. So when we actually, let me save it because I haven't saved it for a while. So what I'll do then is I'll pause it, because I'm going to be starting the play, and you know that takes ages, a bit of play in the player. So I'll pause it a minute, and then when we come back we'll be in the game. Okay, so we are now in the game. Of course, we've come from the city over here, and we're going, right, where are we going to live? Where are we going to live? And all of a sudden, aha! A Shantytown. Testing the terrain is nice and smooth, so we can walk over it. It certainly seems to be. I just checked a minute, they've got colliders, and I didn't know whether they did or not. So there we go. You basically you've got your Shantytown, and that took about half an hour. So you've got the trees there all blowing in the wind. Grass should be as well, yeah. So that's something relatively decent in a very short space of time. And it really is just a big sandbox for you just to play around with. And, you know, obviously our game has got a certain plan for this city. You know, your game might have a completely different plan. What we think you'd be best doing is using what we're doing and making your own game from it, which would be cool. Or obviously you could make Dead Earth as well. It's up to you. But that's what I would do. I would probably make my own stuff. So it looks really good. I'm really happy with it for the half an hour we spent doing it. I think when we come back next time, what we'll do, let's stop this a minute, is we'll start reconstructing the city. A lot of these roads lead nowhere. That's okay for some of them it's not. Some of them we need to be extended. This bit here, I think I got rid of completely and made this like a big hill up here. I'll have to put my dead earth in to find out exactly what I did, because it's quite a long time ago. This here was completely, I mean, there's a road here and there's a road over here somewhere. This one. These roads are taken sort of well further than that. I think we actually had to get rid of some of these here, because this road's going to come right out here, and it will meet other roads around here. So we'll do all that next time. Obviously this line of videos, there'll be quite a few more videos in this tutorial than there were in the sewer tutorial, because this is a little bit more complicated. So we just check I've got standard. Yeah, I've done most of the standard shaders. Luckily, that is a bit of a ball ache because everything came in legacy shaders. What I haven't done with it is I don't think I've adjusted any of the normals. Incidentally, that hasn't got a normal map. Interesting. They have, yeah. Most of these should have normal maps. Okay. Why hasn't that building got a normal map? Okay, so obviously they're going to look a lot better with normal maps when we make those later. Those things should have a normal map. That hasn't, so I'll have to make one of those. This has. Yeah, they have. And I'm pretty sure our red buildings have got them. Yeah, you can see that they're on there already. God for that. There's a red brick. Yeah. Again, probably, well, probably turn the smoothness down a bit and bring to about that. There we go. Makes a huge difference. And that would do it to all the red buildings now. You'll find that that one's got the same. There we go, 1.27. So that sets it to all of the same asset. Right, this one you can tell has got one on. Hold on, let's look through the bricks. Yeah. Again, take a bit of the shininess off. Probably about that. There we go, that looks more detailed. Props. Yeah, they've got one too. Well, stuff like this looks like I can see a normal map on that. Not one on there, but there's probably going to be one on here. Yeah. The towers. Yeah, of course I adjusted that one before. You can tell that one's got one on. So it was just literally... Where was it? This building here, wasn't it? No, yeah, this building. It's for concrete. Yeah, it has got a normal map on. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. This concrete should have someone too. It has. There we go. It's down here, look. Doesn't really matter because you're not going to see any of that anyway. Just want to double check that all these things have got normal maps on, because that would be a bit of a pain. Yeah, it looks like it. Yep. There we go, that looks better. It might be a bit too much, but I like it, so I'm going to keep it. Of course, we kept these, didn't we? We kept these on Legacy and Environment because he's got some weird funky shade on there that I actually like. So I'll talk to Gary about that and see what he wants to do about it. We may have to convert that to standard shader. You can't just do it by going like that and then changing it to standard, because this happens. Oh, actually, I'm not going to show you because I'll have to go back. No, yeah, I can. Hold it. But we did do it in the last one. You go to standard. Boom. We have a Lego road. These roads are the same. Need to be careful with those. So you just want to check your props. Just check they've we've actually got the bump mappings on them, which they have. I see. There we go. They've got the same bump mapping on all these. So you go from 0, which looks pretty hideous, and you're probably looking at about that. Don't need to be that shiny. Yeah, that's cool. Things like the tyres, they should have their own bump mapping on too. Yeah, they have. I see. That's interesting. They've got the same bump mapping as these. Weird. These little things here. They've got bump mapping on, I'm sure. No, they haven't. We can change those to standard. There we go. And we can alter the smoothness. It's too much. And alter the bump mapping. There we go. Cars. Yeah, we've done the cars. It's cool. These things. So, I mean, just going around and doing the bump mapping is like a massive job. Right, we don't need these to be diffused, I don't think. No, we're okay, we're fine. We can, again, take away the smoothness. Put the normal map up a bit. Actually, they're pretty good how they are, actually. Yeah, they're pretty good how they are, so we'll leave those like that. Again, some of this stuff we have actually used in the hospital. There we go. Yeah, that will do. That will do. Well, we know we've used the sewer before. Pretty sure we've used these as well. Yeah, we have. It's got a massive normal map on it, that one. Okay, so when we come back then, we'll carry on doing a bit more around the city. I hope you've enjoyed this. We've built our shanty town. Again, you've got a pretty good starting block with the cities. K4's done a really good job with this one. Probably have to mess around with your scales a little bit. Well, you would definitely have to do that, as we need a scale that sorts. That suits the controller in every scene, in every level. So that's it. Come back for part 4 if you've enjoyed this one. We will be reconstructing the city and making a few more roads and getting rid of stuff like this. Don't really want that there. There's a few too many of those, and we want to be able to quite easily, we want our AI to be able to come up like that. And obviously there's too much at the moment, which is all broken up, which is great for the demo that it was intended for, but we need this to all be linked. Okay, so we'll do that next time. So I hope you enjoyed it. I've been Darren Sims of Gaming Institute. I will see you in the next tutorial.